Okay, welcome to my stream, everyone. This is going to be a short one, and the main thing I want to show you. Okay, the tiny houses and the nomadic life. What is it about nomadic life that makes people want it? That want to be a nomad? There's truck campers, vans. One thing that you know, that I've learned is the point of view of RVIA, Recreational Vehicle Institute Industry Association. According to them, you know, RVs are not built to be lived in. I know that RVs, as nomads, we build vans and do things, but RVs are not meant to be lived in. They're not homes, you know. But to us people, they are homes. But that's the whole thing is that, see, here's one. Okay, share this with you guys. Three, this is the RVIA industry website. Three things you need to know about the new HUD rule. Okay. As you can see, I'll read it to you. For many years, the RV industry has sought clarity regarding the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development's HUD definition of an RV, an outdated definition. Okay, blah, 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 blah. On November 16th, 2008, the final rule um, that, um, HUD does not um, have any control over RVs. Here we go. Most HUD does not regulate RVs. Okay. And they're talking about park model recreational vehicles, which is, they look like tiny houses, but they're RVs. The newly finalized rule, HUD does not regulate RVs, including park model recreational vehicles, fifth wheels. Much needed regulatory certainty to RV manufacturers. Earlier RV exemptions did not establish a bright line between RVs, which are designed for temporary, seasonal, or recreational use, manufactured housing, which is designed to be a permanent year-round dwelling. The blurry distinction began to cause confusion in recent years as RVs became larger and park model RVs have risen in popularity. Review manufactured housing rules. Review rule. A recreational vehicle that meets the requirements of this section is exempt from manufactured home construction and safety standards, and HUD states multiple times in its response to comment the unequivocally clarify that RVs are beyond the scope of its regulatory mission. RVs, recreational vehicles, are defined as vehicles or vehicular structures not certified as manufactured homes, designed only for recreational use and not as a primary residence or for permanent occupancy, and neither built and certified according with NEPA and ANSI codes or self-propelled vehicles. Okay. Yeah, they have a manufacturer's notice in all the or in the park models and say this is not a house. So so RV industry. But it leaves a lot of nomads. So it doesn't really matter how much you pay for an RV because, either way it's not intended to be a home. I guess the best nomad houses are built, converted RVs, converted vans, buses, or RVs that have been modified to be houses. I guess your RV can be a home because it's been, I guess that RVs are not originally designed to be lived in, but it's like a Harley Davidson chopper. A Harley chopper has to be built with the long fork on the front of a chopper. You build a real hog. You build a Harley chopper, you know. You build these things, and maybe a full-time nomadic home, RV or whatever, bus or full-time nomadic home has to be built. You have to take an RV or a van or whatever and modify it into a home because they're designed for here. Now this was from the RVIA org. Okay, our park model RVs, tiny homes. A park model looks like a tiny house, but it's an RV. It's manufactured by like Coachman or whoever, you know. Been a lot of coverage of the tiny home movement in the media lately. People often wonder, are park model RVs tiny homes? The answer is park model RVs are not homes at all. So calling them tiny homes is a bit misleading. Park model RVs are designed and built for temporary, seasonal, or recreational use, never as a permanent residence. Park model RVs are designed and built for temporary, seasonal, or recreational use, never as a permanent residence. Okay. Park model RVs are not homes at all. Calling them is a bit misleading. And this was part of their article. Park model RVs belong in campgrounds or by a lake in the woods, not in housing communities. Well, so they're against tiny homes anyway. There's the RVIA seal certified to meet these standards. For consumer looking for permanent residence or full-time living, park model RVs are not the answer. You know, that's the only thing that soured me on RVs, you know. Notice how the RVIA warmly welcomed the use of park model recreational vehicles for seasonal and recreational use while downplaying the suggestion that they could be used as dwellings. Before you think I'm being tough on the RVIA. So, but anyway, that was just part of it. Tiny house builders using the RVIA certification seal. Now, just because you build a custom RV or a custom, Tiny House on Wheels has to, I think, most of the time be considered legally an RV. Tiny homes are strictly for recreational use, don't belong in a housing community. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But, the tiny house, or an RV, there's a nice series on here on YouTube, Living Tiny Legally. So, anyway. And so, yeah, the different codes for, I was going to show you guys this. These are ideas. If I was to take my truck camper and make it into a tiny house, it would be an ultra tiny, tiny house, but you could take it off the truck. So, I guess part of the point of homes, nomadic homes, are being able to travel, but also having your home that belongs to you, unequivocally yours, I guess. It would be the truck camper, with the shale wood or the shake wood, shake shingles or whatever. Wood shingles on the side of the truck camper and the vertical up and down strips on the bottom part of it where the cap over is. There's a version of it built with a weatherboard siding. Here's another picture of it. On a truck camper, this would be a little bay window, but the sides would have stained glass. These little areas, little strips there would be glass, stained glass. So just like a real high quality tiny house with a roof that's pitched like that. I thought somebody just stole this book here. These are some of my diagrams. I wanted to be able to satisfy it's the international, I'll show you, the International International Building Code has developed a section for tiny houses. The tiny houses. In Madison County, Kentucky, the state of Kentucky, has a section for tiny houses. Section R328, tiny houses general. Those are building codes for tiny houses. For you to be legal if you're going to put it on a foundation. But, okay. This is the The building code. This is the International Building Code. Yeah, the International Building Code. See, Appendix Q, tiny houses. Appendix Q relaxes various requirements on the body in the code as they apply to houses that are 400 square feet and less. So they loosen a lot of the stringent rules, specifically paid, such as compact stairs, stair handrails, and headroom ladders, reduce ceiling heights in lofts, and guard emergency escape to make it small for a tiny house to be built. So, anyway, okay, different concepts for construction of my truck camper to be like a tiny house. Let's see, here's one version of it. It would have the roof raised, the ceiling raised in the living area to be 6'8". That is the legal ceiling height for a tiny house is 6'8". The bathroom would have to have a ceiling height of 6'4". The bathroom. See, here's another one where I would mark it all out where 1 centimeter equals 1 foot to be able to raise the ceiling. The camper, I would have to put a new roof on top of the camper. Here, I like that the best, honestly. It's nice, and I kind of like it. That's another scale model. That's up to scale of how it would look. I measured off all the inches and the feet and everything the way it's supposed to be with the shake of wood on it. Tell me what you think about this. So it would be it's not titled because truck campers do not have to be titled in most states. Now, even in the one state that requires truck campers to be titled, to have a legal title in Idaho, I think. And if the truck camper is built after 2009, it has to be titled. But if it's built before 2009, it's grandfathered in. It does not have to be titled. So just wanted to show that to you guys. Oh, okay. Now I'm going to put this back over here. Just wanted to show you guys that I guess you have to build like a hippie. I guess yeah. But, hippie. Here, look at this. Woman suffers severe reaction to Pfizer vaccine. Woman suffers serious reaction to Pfizer vaccine. A healthcare worker with no history of allergies. With no history of allergies. Experienced a serious reaction after getting Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine, but experts are still optimistic. So be careful out there, guys. Don't freak out. All right, The Stand. Look at this. Stephen King's The Stand. That's the new version of it. Okay, hippie. Hippie is all about hippies and gypsies. Um, hippie is all about rebellion. I'm doing what I want to do, my freedom, because it's like the man. You're serving the man. You following the rules, and isn't that kind of what it's all about with the Nomadic Life? When Elvis Travels was doing his world famous rants, he was ranting and he's saying, "Screw the man," you know, you're not going to be a slave to the system and all this kind of stuff. Sounds a lot like what hippies would talk about. So, and that's kind of what your hippie bus or a redneck hillbilly. I'm not saying redneck. That's some people don't like that word. That could be an insult, to call someone a redneck. Because if you're hillbillies that really beer drinking hillbillies that don't care, they don't care if they're called rednecks. If I really love to act like a redneck and be proud to be a redneck, I don't care about being called redneck. But if I try to, I love you. Are you the real Molasses Murphy? Well, if you are, I'm nice to see you. Thanks for coming into my stream. I appreciate it. I love you too, sweetie. Good. I care about you too. Are you the real Molasses Murphy? Yeah, I don't think you're a troll account. I don't guess you are. I'm sure you're the real thing. Anyway, yeah. So, If this is the real Molasses Murphy, you're a good singer. I like your music. So I just wanted to say that I like your guitar playing, your music and stuff. So, and anyway, but yeah, the kind of hippie thing. But here's another thing: is the house trucks. Here's the house trucks. House trucks. Now this was in New Zealand, mostly in New Zealand. Good. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Now these house trucks were built on big truck chassis. And tell me what you think about this. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. And I love it. Look at the stained glass. You see it has stained glass windows in it. That's what makes it so pretty. I mean, it's built on a real old big truck. So I just think that's so pretty. Anyway, yeah. So I hope you're having a good day, Molasses Murphy. Now, nice to see you. So all kinds of new things going on. Oh, look at this one. I'll show you this one. Look at this. This is beautiful. Look at the back of that. Look how that's made. Look at that pop out window and how that's made like that. That's just so beautiful. And yeah, that's pretty. Anyway, yeah. And I just think things that are artistic and creative are good and stuff like that. So, and yeah. So um, what's new in your life? Just thinking about what I saw about the RVs and stuff like that. I guess that really doesn't matter. So yeah. So I'm just doing my own thing, I guess. So so anyway, so I saw yeah, all kinds of new things. But anyway, here's all my cassettes. I'll show you these. I've got a wall of cassettes. This is 937 cassette tapes. I'm in Vankers with Mandy Hop. So cool. Does she have a channel? Does she have videos? I think I've checked your channel out and seen your channel and stuff like that. Yeah, I got 937 cassettes. I need to get to 1,000 cassettes, and so these are my miniature trailers I built. They're travel trailers. But anyway, yeah. And if you like old rock music and stuff like that, old rock music stuff like that. Let's see. Let's see. Scorpions, Van Halen, a lot of good 80s music. Steve Perry, I got the Breakfast Club soundtrack. Let's see. The Breakfast Club. Okay. I got older stuff here. Frankie Valli. I've got the Kinks. If you like this kind of old music, the Kinks, I like them. Got some music by them. Yeah. So, some 90s music, a little bit of, let's see, this legend. Bob Marley and the Wailers. I used to be an art student. Oh, good. Yeah, I used to be an art student. I used to go to college, and I actually studied art in college. In that art class, I was in an art class, and they always played Bob Marley all the time in the art class. And so a lot of homemade recordings and stuff. So I'm going to be broadcasting a recording that was made in 1971. Frankie Valli. Yeah. And Elvis Presley. Got some Elvis Presley. Old Elvis. And so I like these 80s girl groups too. And here's Blondie's first album. Blondie. 1976. And so we got the Go-Go's here. I like them. And I got a lot of records too. I got CDs. I got three shelves full of records. I was getting in here and all these records fell on me. Can you believe it? All these records fell on me. Yeah, that's my CDs. My 45s right now. I'm just taking these 45s and I'm putting them on cassette so it'll be easier to listen to them. Well, these 45. So anyway, yeah, I'm just on stereo. That's where all the magic happens right there. Anyway, Chris Bliss, nice to see you. Yeah, see. Weird Al. I do have a CD of Molasses. I mean, a CD of Weird Al. I do a CD of Weird Al. I've got some records here, some great records. I was thinking of selling some records that I can maybe make some money on. Let's see. Here's a Debbie Harry record. Rockbird. I've got just about every last one of Debbie Harry's records, all of them. Here's a Missing Persons. I like that one. Here's the Pretenders. Got that. Oh, and Madonna made a new record. Show you Madonna's new record. Stars on 45. See, Stars on 45. Here's a record of Adele. Adele 21. Adele 21 record. See, Alana Miles, Suzanne Vega, and Sheila E. Anyway, here's Diana Ross, Pointer Sisters, Whitney Houston. Anyway, Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On, 12-inch single. Yeah, I love Weird Al too. Stars on 45. This is Against Me. Anyway. Here comes. Hey. Hey there. Mm-hmm. House is a little messy, excuse it. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I have quite a bit of my cassettes too that I had when I was younger. Oh, really? Okay, I'm back, everybody. Yeah, it's cool. I want to get as many of these cassettes as I can. They're pretty cheap. But I'm going to start doing some cassette rips and recording not music. I don't want to get copyright struck. But I want to get some. I've got some cassettes that I bought that have talking on them and stuff like that. So I want to get some of those out and put some of this stuff on YouTube because it's kind of interesting content. Let's see. Quite a few of these cassettes have really interesting stuff on them. Ooh. Some of these cassettes are really old. Ooh. Ooh. There's one particular cassette I'm looking for. This is a really an old one. I'll show you this one. This is like early 70s or maybe 60s. All these cassettes play too, so like 1970. They have dates on them. What does this say? 1973. Recorded in 1973. Yeah, I've got a few 8-tracks myself. Here's my few 8-tracks, what I got left. So I did have over 600 8-tracks, but I moved over to cassettes. And so, anyway. Here's these little sleeves I thought I'd show you. I made these little sleeves out of paper, and I just put these things on here and glue them on. You fold these and glue them together and make your little sleeves. And yeah, these cassettes. Now this cassette was recorded in 1973. We'll see how it sounds. These people are Japanese. Okay. So you can tell that it plays after 50 years. So you can tell this tape plays after almost 50 years. So that's testament to the durability of these cassette tapes. You can tell it's old. So, yeah. Here's the tape. I'm going to air this full tape online. But I'm going to give you just a little snapshot of it. Here it is. Christmas Talk, 1971. This tape is 49 years old. Here's what the ribbon looks like after 49 years. Okay. That's what a cassette looks like after 49 years. I'm going to insert this tape into the cassette player. Hit the play button.
Oh, there is Mom. Yes. Well, Mama, that takes a lot of space. What takes a lot? This is going to raise in your home. What's going on? Oh, good. This is nice stuff that I think is special. Let me see that. Mommy made it for you, you know? You don't think so. I sure did. You did? Yeah. No kidding. No kidding. That's commercial. Where'd you get the material? It's Stafford Sewing Store. That's hard to sew.
Rewind. There we go. See how this sounds?
This is side 2 of the tape. Now what do I get? Or what? Oh, I love this. There's something to wear.
No, it's the side 2 of it. Let's see. Yes, side 2. I got it backwards. There we go. So anyway, I've got quite a few of these. Y'all got some on the floor. And these people, whoever this was, were Japanese. Some of these were the really old ones. So I'm just going to find the oldest stuff. These are Japanese cassettes. It's written in Japanese. See? 1976. So this tape was recorded in 1976. So I keep all my oldest ones, even though they're not very exciting. I think they're very important. Here's an original cassette of Scotch. Here we go. Scotch C60 cassette, the older kind. Here's what they look like. 1976. So tapes are really durable and they do last for a very long time. It's like listening to Ghosts of Christmas Past. Yeah, you're right, Chris Bliss. It sure is. Pretty cool. I'm gonna run this through the Audacity, and I'm gonna run a straight line through it. I'm gonna upload it as a rip from the cassette. And so, okay, we'll hear the beginning, and this is what it says. It's 1971. So it'll be a Christmas treat for everyone. And I record stuff from my favorite YouTubers on these cassettes. So if it's really good, juicy drama, I usually put it on a cassette if I can find it. Here's some of my movies. Okay. Dying Young, Beaches, Aaron Brockovich, Big Business, Beaches, The Rose, Ordinary People. Here's Grease. We've got Grease, Gidget. We've got Pretty in Pink. We've got 16 Candles, Molly Ringwald movies. Pretty Woman, Desperately Seeking Susan, Dick Tracy, A Diva, all these Madonna movies. So we got some good stuff in there. We got some DVDs too, proving I'm not completely stuck in the past. Here we go.
Doctor, how'd you make the Santa Claus face?
Oh, that's just done that. What about it?
Don't step on this, anybody. I'll turn the butterfly off all the colors.
Okay, let's see.
Holy from gas, what kind of butterfly is that? A nice butterfly or what?
No, I made him. A little pine cone.
Oh, you made it.
Yeah. One back there.
And there's another one right next
Did
to
anybody
it.
see my surprises? No.
No.
They're in the tree. Oh. Oh, this is nice, Mom. Well, let's see. Everybody
These are fantastic.
Yay. There's Hobie's Christmas. What is it, Dad? You want us to see? The Hobie from Hank. Yeah. Oh,
Is this ready?
Yeah, they
Is this
can.
recorded now? Yeah.
Here it is.
Yeah. Good.
Give me money.
Well, you gotta say it's 1971 Christmas. What do you say?
How do you see the announcement?
9 o'clock in the morning. Is that right? Right.
Give me money.
Well, you gotta say it's 1971 Christmas. What do you say?
How do you see the announcement?
9 o'clock in the morning. Is that right? What time have you got, Hobie?
For being a stinker.
It's a found cassette, Chris Bliss. It's not my
I'm
family.
being a stinker.
Yes, you're putting so much pressure on me to fix yourself.
Hey, I'll get you next year, Hank. I'll get you next year. Right now, let's go to the beans up there. Thanks a lot, Hank.
Yeah, I found this cassette. This is not my family.
That's
That's the best thing. Oh, it's a fire.
Yeah, so anyway. But yeah, I think it's fascinating. It really is. If they last a long time. So yeah, I'll do this and put this on. Got quite a few more of these interesting ones to go through. People talking and stuff goes on. See what this one says. See. Some of these have years and some of those don't have years. Here we go. $12.72. Yeah, hold on. Let's see what this is. 624.72. 624.72. Birds of okay, whatever that is, Japan. But these people that had these cassettes, some of these cassettes were Japanese people. They were missionaries from the United States to Japan. This tape recorded in 1972. We'll see how it sounds. Oh, here it is. After 48 years, see how this goes. So, another one. So, anyway, just thought I'd share that stuff with everybody. Let's see. Here's a cheap one, an old cheap cassette. And here's another old one. Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you what I do have. I'll tell you what I've got, and I record it in its entirety because this is recorded right off the radio. 1976, Japan. Let's see. But some of this is Japanese. Yeah, you're right, Chris Bliss. They throw it out not understanding the historical value. It's true. This is a actual recording of Nixon. This is Nixon's resignation speech. I'll find it somewhere around here. But it's Richard Nixon's resignation. This is really an old Scotch cassette. It's a Scotch, but it's a really an old one. C60. This is Highlander, Scotch Highlander. This is really the early 70s. 74. April 1974. This is actually recorded a few months before I was born. They're in good condition too. That's why I have this dehumidifier. It's the dehumidifiers for the tapes. You have to keep them less than 50% relative humidity if you want to take care of them. These are so old, the labels are coming off of them. Let's see this one, recorded in 1974. See how this one sounds.
Hello, our dear ones in Japan. This is Frank Barbatus in Nomaic, California. We send you greetings from here, special for the Easter time. Maybe we are a little late, but we celebrate Easter every day because the Lord is risen and He has given us the living hope that we will not be left in the grave.
Okay. A little bit of church talk in there. And this Sony receiver is a really good one. down here. The Sony receiver I've been using for 20 years. I bought it 20 years ago at a flea market, at a pawn shop 20 years ago. It's a Sony 2-channel stereo receiver. I bought it maybe in 2000 or 2001 at a pawn shop. That's a 100-disc CD changer. It holds 100 CDs. You can't see it, it's dark in here. It's just like a carousel. You can't see it, it's dark, but it's a 100-disc CD player. So those things are really good as pioneers. So I've actually had good luck with it. I've had it 20 years, 19 years. So I bought it brand new. So anyway, yeah, people don't realize. Yeah, Molasses Murphy knows that you came in too. So everybody, I want to show you a couple of these boom boxes. I'll show you. Okay, here. This is called Nippin'. And the dual cassette version was owned by a famous rapper of this radio. It's called might have been, I forgot what his name was. But he had a boombox like this. But this one has disco lights all around the speakers in it. So you can't see it, it's dark in here, but I've done a lot of work on that one. This one has a record player in it. I'll show you this one. I'll show you this boombox. Oh, excuse the bed. The bed's messy. Okay. There's something wrong with the cassette player. I need to fix it, but you can see this is the Panasonic with the cassette. Okay, it's got a little dirty. I know it's dirty. Radio. Now this, watch this. Watch this. See, this boombox has a record player in it. You should just walk down the street carrying your record player. Mm. The only thing it doesn't have an auxiliary jack in the back to plug things in, but yeah, it plays 12-inch records too. Big records and small records, so it plays all of them. And you close this. See? Closes up just like that. There's your battery compartment in the back of it. So, Panasonic. So if anybody might want to buy this, I might want to sell it someday if I can get enough money out of it. Okay, good. The rest of my radios. Here's another one. Here's a realistic. This is just like the one they call the Blockbuster, the GE boombox that was in Nightmare on Elm Street. That's just the Radio Shack version of it. So I think you like it. It's really stately and nice. So more stereo equipment. Anyway, here's another boombox. It's dark in here. You may not be able to see it. This is just like the boombox I had in high school. I had a boombox just like this in high school. This is the one. J.C. Penney. I can never figure out the real manufacturer of this thing. Who really made this thing for J.C. Penney, but yeah, really good condition for its age. And I've got a newer one too, a 90s boombox, and I've got one out in the camper too. So anyway, rambling on. So just my ramblings. So everybody, yeah, they do. They throw this stuff away for sure. Let's see what else there is. Okay. Here was a test cassette. This was just a Panasonic for demonstration. Okay. Couple of independent recordings from it. This is the original 1960s cassette. This is what the very, very first cassettes The ones in America were branded as Norelco. Okay, it says it on here, Norelco. They couldn't use it. It was part of Philips of Holland. See, it says here made in Holland. You can't see it, but they couldn't use the name Philips over here because um, it sounded too much like Philco Corporation. It sounded too much like Philco, so they couldn't use it. Here's a really old cassette. This one's really old. You can tell by looking at it, it's not like any modern cassette. So, really old. So, anyway, just thought I'd share some of this stuff with you guys. And so, I've got my original Diet Pepsi drinking glass. And so, anyway, I guess I'm about to get off here pretty soon. It's 2:55 in the morning, and it's almost time for me to. Um, okay, I'll show you one more thing. One more. Now, up until recently, I was working in an office, and I listened to this thing here for 8 hours a day. Iowa auto reverse, 3-band equalizer, Walkman. And I had one like this in high school, so that's why I went on eBay and I found it. Okay, a locking door. These button changes direction. Forward to reverse, playing it. Let's say here you got Dolby noise reduction. You got Dolby, you got metal capability of playing metal cassettes. You got a radio, you've got DC. Oh, you're welcome, Chris Bliss. Nice to hear from you. So yeah, this is my Iowa tape player. And it's better built than a lot of today's stuff. You see inside of here is metal. That's a metal plate inside there. It's not all plastic. It's mostly plastic, but you can't see that's a metal plate inside there. You got a metal plate, chrome, real chrome on here and everything. Plastic covered with chrome, so it's really hardcore, and that's a real piece of metal too. It lifts off, but it's a piece. No, it's plastic, I guess it is, but it looks like metal. So anyway, just really sharp looking. When I would listen to my music, my Walkman, and my best friend in high school, we'd listen to our heavy metal headsets. So some tapes that have seen some better days. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We've got a nice Van Halen here. It's seen better days there. Okay. The Scorpions. Let's see. Here's a good one. Quiet Riot. I love this one. And so rock and roll. I don't have as many heavy metals as I used to. This Sammy Hagar. For quite a few. And so got plenty of soft rock here. And so yeah. The Kinks. Humble Pie. I don't really know what this is. Other people have listened to it before, but I really don't know what it is. Yeah. So anyway. We got Foreigner, U2. This is really a good album. U2, The Joshua Tree. It's really a popular album. Songs on here. Popular songs on here. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. That's a popular song. With or Without You. Yeah. It's a good album. So anyway. Hosea, thanks, Hosea Cringy. Thanks. Nice to see you too in here in the house today. And I made this recently. I actually made this recently. Just a compilation of girl groups and stuff. And so, best of the girls. And so, here's Duran Duran, Rio. And here's another band that I really, really like. New wave music. I love new wave. We got NXS. Everybody knows what that is. We got Dead or Alive. Yeah, good to hear from you, Jose Cringy. Dead or alive. We've got a couple of the police. Goes to the machine. Got a couple of these. The Fix. Here's my favorite album. Now this is The Art of Noise. The best of The Art of Noise. Oh, here we go. This is my favorite here. The Fix. Reach the Beach. Fix. Now I'm going to tell you this is a bootleg. This was actually originally a bootleg. See where it says "See outside label for sequence." That was made, I think, as a bootleg. Side two. Well, they stamped that on there. But I didn't make the bootleg. It was somebody else. Yeah, Flock of Seagulls. I think I've got a record of them or something. Yeah, Flock of Seagulls. NXS. We got some NXS. Blondie. Got all kinds of good music in here. I'd rather listen to my cassettes than records. Really, they're easier. Got a lot of Billy Joel and my records recorded on here. And I love the dubs just the same as anything else, John Denver. Yeah, I like the dubs as well as the real cassettes. Some of these homemade cassettes are just as good as anything else. Yeah, I ran so far away. I love that. Here, professional, BASF professional. So a lot of these cassettes sound as good as they did when they were recorded. 40 years ago. So, well, cassettes. I love this album here. Stevie Nicks, Belladonna. Okay, Belladonna. Stop dragging my heart around on the edge of 17. Just like the wild-winged dove, sing the song like we're singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Think you're fragile, name. Be us forever, face to face. My city or mountain, stay with me, stay. Leather and lace. Yeah, so anyway. The Pointer Sisters, Stevie Nicks records here. I'll show you this record. This is an odd record. If I can show it to you how this record's made. Stop Dragging My Heart Around was the first 45 I ever purchased. Cool. That's good music. I know it is. Look at this. See, look at that. Look at the record how it shimmers. It's a funny, like a special edition record that shimmers like that in the light. Maybe you'll get it in better light and you see it better. This is called Split Ends. Sister Golden Hair was my first 45. Cool. I think my first 45 was Donna Summer. I think my first 45 was the Jacksons. Say what you want. Don't play games with my affection. Hey, free. My first real rock cassette tape was Billy Joel, 52nd Street. Yeah, they are kind of different, but yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna try to find another batch of cassettes so I can get myself up to 1,000 cassettes. 937. You can get these big boxes. I love Paul McCartney. He's one of the best. He's one of the best. But I love anything Beatles related. They're all good. But yeah, they're all just great musicians, and The Traveling Wilburys. I like what's his name? Tom Petty. I like him, and I like um what's his name? George Harrison. Now he's a good singer, George Harrison. I like him. So and Ringo Starr is good, but he didn't do that much. He didn't do as much as some of the other ones. A lot of greatest hits albums I've got too. Greatest hits. Oh shit. Okay. Let's see what the greatest hits is are. You hear the best of ABBA 1 and 2. You can't see all these Tommy James and the Shondells. Got that. The Grassroots. Wayne Newton. The Shirelles. You can't see these. I'm just going to read them off to you. Donovan. Greatest hits. The Monkees. Compilation. The Kingston Trio. 1 and 2 of the Kingston Trio. Gary Puckett. Barbara Streisand 1 and 2. Greatest movie hits of Dionne Warwick 1 and 2. Frankie Valli 16 hits. Dion, Everly Brothers, Fifth Dimension, Lovin' Spoonful, Fifth Dimension, America. There's 2 ABBAs there. Forgot what this is. Oh, the Guess Who. That song Share the Land, Air Supply, Beach Boys, The Drifters, Doctor Hook and the Medicine Show, ELO, Commodores, Andy Gibb, Captain and Tennille, Barry Gibb. Let's see. The Eagles. I'm looking for part 2 of the Eagles. Wings. Paul McCartney Wings. Seals and Crofts. Little River Band. The Doobie Brothers. Christine McVie's album. Love will show you how. Yeah, the dude abides. Nice to see you in the house. Woke up and sweat from a nightmare about scorpions. Uh-oh, that's not good. So, Sexy Daddy, nice to see you in the house. Oh, yeah, that'll do it. It's 3:07. So I'm going to try to get some sleep. It's 3:07 in the morning. And so when I come in, when I first got on this channel, I started talking about tiny houses and how the RV Manufacturer Association and the RV world, RVs are not a very good deal. They're not a very good deal because they're not built to be lived in. You go to pay $20, $30, $40,000 for something. It's not built to be lived in. It's just a ripoff. You're better just building what you can. Build what you can get by with. Buy an RV, convert it, fix it up, whatever you want to do. But I mean, it's up to a person to decide. Some of these home built units are just so, look at that cab over. I love these. Good night, everybody. Incredible tiny homes? No. Oh, you can come back and watch the replay of the stream tomorrow. Jose Cringy and comment. Try to make sure my comments are able to be made, and you can I always leave my streams up. I try not to take down my streams unless I say something bad that I might regret, like say something, get mad and say something. So I had a good stream. So yeah, I'm thinking I want to ask you guys before we get off here. Flower Power, nice to see you. Okay, earlier I talked about turning my truck camper into a tiny house. What it would involve, it would, because if I stay here at my mom's house, I'm going to leave the camper here anyway. I'm not going to take it anywhere. I'm not going to go anywhere. I really don't have to take it anywhere. I've got a place to live to take care of my mom if she gets older and sicker, or so old and sick, or whatever like that. So, in but basically like a tiny house to hang out in. Just have my own space. I'd like to redo my truck camper to look like a tiny house, and not many of them like that. What do you think? And if I'm able to do it, It's cedar siding on some of these. Oh, darn. What do you think? Here's a cartoon. Here's one that's built as a tiny house. That's a truck camper built as a tiny house on the back of a truck. Here's another one. It's pretty cool. There's another one. That's a cartoon of one. There's one that's built on the back of a truck. So look, that's it. That's the one. And if they have that there, it's really pretty. There's one, and there's that same one built like a tiny house, but it's on the back of a truck. And the good thing about it, the good thing about it is it has a house roof on it, a tin roof, just like a house. And RV roofs leak really bad. They have problems with leaking, and trailer aluminum gets dented, or in my case, fiberglass could get cracked. That's going to last a lot better, and it's going to be more likely to be able to last. See, I think it would be cool. That one has a porch on it, but yeah, lots of people do it, and I think I'm pretty sure I could do it. Just I think they're really pretty, and I just like the ability. I love this one. This has got to be my favorite because look at that. It's so pretty. It's just like a tiny little cabin on the back of a truck. That is so neat. But anyway, what do you guys think about that concept? I like I like the wood look best. Me too. I think I could do it too. Last tiny house I saw had Elbow, Rich Life, and D-Dubs living in it. That would be funny if all of those together living in that thing. Probably drive each other crazy. Tin would rust and be loud in a storm. They have shingles that are lifetime. Yeah, that's true. I build it on a double axle trailer so you aren't loading up your tow vehicle. Yeah, that's true. You don't have much gross vehicle weight rating. Um, yeah, but my camper is pretty light right now, but my truck is a 20. My truck has a payload capacity of 3,442 pounds. So it's got a 3,500 pound payload in this truck of mine. Usually, yeah, that's a good answer, Cozy O'Crunchy. And wood gets heavy. I was just wondering if there's a lighter weight kind of wood. If there's certain types of wood that are lightweight. Also, that wood shake shingles. It's like I wouldn't put anything heavy on the outside. I would have to try something really light. And so, Black Rock City, and another concept of being a nomad, whether we live in RVs or tiny houses, gypsies, just being open with housing. I guess it's the concept of softwood, much lighter softwood. I'll have to try that. There is like cedar. I love cedar. The dude abides, I love cedar. That's probably simple, takes less space and easy care. Yeah. Here, see, it's the concept that here, human beings, we need a housing revolution. In society, we had a sexual revolution, and we need a housing revolution. A mankind fixes his own food all the time and makes his own food. He can even make his own clothing. But we have so many laws governing what people live in. You know, there's the National Association for Alternative Housing, and they have codes and they work with codes and stuff. It's called NOAA, National Organization for the Alternative Housing. So, and if I was going to live in a tiny house or something, I would want a generator and be able to have small generator and dehumidifier to have my cassettes with me, so I could fill out books that I could read. I think books are the easiest to care for, easier than cassettes. Books are easier. Yeah, less government. I wish communes would make a comeback. I love that kind of stuff. Comfort and good living, yeah. And simple, takes less space and easy care. Yes, softwood. What are some soft woods like cedar? I am not found. I am not fond of the metal stuff. Way too hot. Shoot, yeah. Sick. Yeah, and what a person likes for themselves. Exactly. Yeah, I guess the housing revolution. Man makes his own clothes. He makes his own food. Man should be able to make his own house, his own housing, his own shelter. Because people take a lot of. And also, you can take the truck camper and put it on a utility trailer. You can take the truck camper tiny house and sit it on the utility trailer if you want to. And so, the off gases from new trailers and RVs is toxic, and many of the chemicals, glues, and resins are on the cancer-causing chemical list. I would build my own from the trailer up. Yeah, I guess you're right there. That's for sure. Would it take less space if you put all your music on the computer? That would, and then I could store the real thing somewhere exactly. Well, if I did that, I would. That's a good viable option. Just to store it somewhere, and there's always YouTube for music. So, yeah. And also the possibility, the off gases, if I could, I've ripped out a lot of my original paneling, but I could, yeah. A lot of these companies charge huge money for safer materials. Easier to buy a double axle safely. Yeah, you could buy a double axle, and um, another option is, oh, okay, military wife, okay. I guess the military people travel quite a bit. But if you took a travel trailer, a double axle camper, and you tear the camper down and it's already titled as an RV. You wouldn't have to do the paperwork and the inspections of legally making it into an RV. You could just buy a double axle, an old beat up double axle camper with a double axle, tear down the camper and build it up from scratch. But if you had like a $500 camper, but yeah, if you had a double axle, oh, okay, that sounds really good. I guess that sounds like a good thing, specifically for tiny homes. There's one that I like specifically. Tiny house. I'll show you the one I really like on YouTube. Um, now, this guy. So yeah. Anyway, anyway, there was a guy that built his own and it had stained glass and it was really pretty. Anyway. Oh, okay, Great Dane. If we were more careful with what we buy and the off gassing, a lot of sickness would not be as prevalent. I think so. You're right. Yeah, the off gassing is really dangerous. I know. So many different kinds of Yeah, a new Forerunner. That sounds good. I've got a Chevy, an old Chevy Trailblazer. Something I guess could be towed easy with a Chevy Trailblazer. A teardrop. That sounds like a cool thing. I'll show you another one. There's another concept with tiny houses. Um, a long time ago, I wanted to show you this movie. Okay, The Long Long Trailer. Lucille Ball, Desi Arnaz. See, they bought this um trailer to pull with their car to live in, and it was a gray area between a mobile home and a travel trailer. And some old trailers could be grandfathered in to where it could be. Yeah, I'm hiding from the virus. I'm hiding from it the best I can. My mom's is pretty. Has got some health issues. 1954. So they bought the trailer to live in, and so it's really a good movie. And so it was the gray area. Atlas Mobile Home Museum. Let's see. That was 2005 when I looked at this. But it was a gray area between a mobile home and a travel trailer, and you have um a front door and a back door. It's almost like a travel trailers and yeah. RV Mobile Home Hall of Fame. Let's see. This website may have here we go. All manufactured homes. I don't know if this website is gone or what. Yeah, I've got some of these. Site info. Yeah, so this is what it was. All the old mobile homes and travel trailers. Yeah. I think this website's gone now. But it was around 2005 the website was there. But it has, and I've got a lot of these pictures, and I'll post those onto my channel on a video. Atlas Mobile Home Museum with a gray area between a mobile home and a travel trailer. They called them house trailers. So they were called house trailers. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. When I was a kid, my dad lived in a mobile home that was a 1960 model or something like that. So, yeah, he lived in a mobile home, a vintage mobile home, and it was portable. You see, they talk about livability. Say, front door and a back door. Continental means livability. See, you can pull it behind your car, just like Lucy and Desi. And I could either build a tiny home or get a vintage trailer that I could say that it's But I think building a tiny home is a good thing. So, and this is before. Oh, look at that, man. That's so nice. I'd love to live in a trailer like that, man. That would be so awesome. That's pretty cool. Vintage. Yeah, they're cool. They really are. But too bad that website's gone. I think. Yeah. 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 I guess I could remake that. I'll show you my models I made, and I have a model I made of my dad's trailer. I have a model of my dad's trailer, but it's up in my mom's closet, so it's going to take a while for me to get it down. Oh, okay. Here is a vintage trailer, and let's see. See, you've got your pictures on the wall. Made this several years ago. There's your kitchen there, looking back into your bedroom in the back. So there's your little stove, couch, bathroom in the back. See if you can see in the bathroom. Yeah, you got your bathroom. And you can't see in there. You got your little shower curtain thing in there. Little shower curtain. You got your bedroom with your bed in there. You got a dresser in there. Everything you need. Here's a smaller one. Here's a little one, little bitty one. And you can see in here your bathroom is back in the corner. Your bed is here. Anyway, there's your bathroom. Oh. Anyway, so yeah, my little playing around with these little models, cap locks. Oh yeah, yeah, but yeah, the fighting and yelling is not good. And so let's see. Let's look at a vintage prairie schooner. Okay, prairie schooner. I believe that's what my dad's was. Like 1960. And he lived in it. It was like 36 feet long, 8 feet wide, and it was in a trailer park. So it was just 8 feet wide. It was one of those 8 feet wide mobile homes in the 60s and 50s. Yeah. But vintage mobile home. Hold on just a minute. And I've looked this up a whole lot. Yeah, vintage mobile homes and vintage travel trailers where there's a gray area between a mobile home and a travel trailer. That gray area is a good option for tiny houses because yeah, here's similar to what my dad lived in. I lived in with my dad. I'll show it to you. Uh, and you see, I don't know. I just came to love vintage trailers. And I grew up in trailers. I've always lived in trailers until I was 14. I'd never lived in anything but a mobile home. So, I mean, from birth to 14 years old, trailer life. Here, this is what his trailer looked like inside. All this birch wood inside. And it was old, but it was run down, but it was just a beauty to it. You think about an old trailer from the 50s or 60s, you know? early 60s. And you get that mid-century look, and it's just beautiful. So that's a good option for tiny houses, and I just don't want other people to forget about that option for tiny houses and just rediscover the beauty of, you can actually argue that your camper is a mobile home because it was a gray area between a camper and a mobile home back in the 50s. You know, my dad's trailer, something like that, similar to that kind of thing. That's what my dad and me lived in. So I'm going to leave you with that thought. My phone's getting ready to absolutely croak on me. But I wanted to show you those. And if anybody listens, you can either build a tiny house or get a vintage travel trailer that could be a mobile home. So just like that. Well, that's a camper. That's more like a camper. But, your mobile homes, vintage house trailers. A house trailer is in between a mobile home and a travel trailer. That's what a house trailer is. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, everybody. Oh, I like Joni this way. Oh, yeah, Flower Power. I'm glad. I like being this way too. More calm. Yeah, more calm and cool and collected and enjoying myself. Yeah, vintage is quality. So, anyway, the vintage. There's you can build a tiny house of a different kind. Yeah, Flower Power. You definitely sound cool. And so anyway, um, but the vintage trailers that are a gray area between a mobile home and travel trailer, they have a front door and a back door. And I love the trailer called a Travel Ease. The Travel Ease is nice. Yeah, the Travel Ease is a nice travel trailer, and you just have to go to campgrounds, trailer parks. I see mobile homes, travel RVs, and trailer parks, fifth wheels and stuff. But I would rather have a vintage travel trailer, a vintage trailer, or a tiny house, either one. So I'm going to leave you with that. We'll catch you on the flip side. Like, share, subscribe, and join the revolution. And we will see you later. And um, until next time, bye bye.